Okay, hello guys. Bit chilly today. This is John the Van Guy, and today's instalment is the brake, what they called cylinders, brake cylinders, on the front of my Molly the Morris Minor. I know this one of there's two brake cylinders on the front of the car. I'll show you those in a minute, and one on the back. I've gone to ESM I thought I'd replace all the cylinders on the front anyway. And I went to ESM, and for £32 you get a pack of 4 for the front. These are they, FBK 106A. Can you see that? FBK 106A. And these are the cylinders. They're asymmetric, so one goes on the left, one goes on the right, obviously, and you will find when you're trying to fit them, you find they'll only go that way. So these are the tools I use I've done the other side, so I kind of got an idea now of how to proceed, and I thought it might be useful just to, for the record, show you actually what I did and some of the things I came across. These are the tools I used out of my Halfords Advanced kit. Great kits, actually. I think that's one thing. They do very good tools. And a few screwdrivers. Those levers, set of levers, very useful to have. And obviously handy light LED twister, great. So that's all I have. I needed to get the wheels off. It's a 19 on these, and very handy. My favourite Milwaukee tool, impact drill, to actually get them off. I found on the other side there was a 17 nut on there for some reason, but they're normally 19s, I think. Okay, this is a new experience actually. I've put a little stand on this so I can put you down. And you like the designer hat? Yeah, it's a bit chilly. Right, there we go. You can just about see me now. And right, so let's go in and take these babies off. So that's the 3. Put them in my little metal tray. Magnetic tray, very useful again. So let's take you off. Obviously, a jacked up on the main front cross member and a piece of wood. So it's jacked up. You can just see it there. Can you? Yes, there it is. Again, another very useful thing is low profile, long jack. Wish you'd got one of these before. Well worth the money. And I've put a piece of wood under the jack, if you notice, to actually hold the jack up in case the hydraulics of the jack fails. You can also put axle stands underneath as well, just to be on the safe side. So here we have the hub. Now you have 2 little screws holding the hub on. The idea is to loosen off the adjusters. They're little star-like adjusters which you can twitch with. You can actually see them inside if you look at the bottom of these, how it is arranged. One of these will be up, one of them will be down, and on top you've got the adjusters sort of slide on there with a little star effect, star screw, which you can move the star to raise the adjuster will raise the brake shoe up or down. You can actually, if you move this around, it's a little bit stiff actually. If you move it, you can move them around and actually see them through there. But I'm going to take this off anyway, so you'll see. I might have to down adjust them to be able to get this thing off. But let's have a go first. So, screwdriver, get these out. And these are quite loose. I've had them off already, so you might need one of those impact drivers to actually get these off if you've got a problem. These come off beautifully. Another good thing is to have a big heavy duty rubber hammer. It's not all rubber, only the head rubber. Now this is coming off, look. Now see, now this is just edge it. Beautiful, look at that. Not too bad. Now here we have everything I've said so far. You can see how the pistons are there. Can you see? There and there. And the adjuster, that's an adjuster there. You can see the, can you see? The screw fitting that you actually see through the hole there, which you can adjust these up and down. And I don't know if you can just see inside. Where am I? Inside there is the star, and the little segments on it which you can actually, which move up and down when you twist the screw. Now when I did this before, this wasn't expanding. I wonder if it is now. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to apply the foot pedal, and these should expand. To get them down again, what you can do is simply, there's one bleed nipple on here. Let's see, I'll shine this bleed nipple there. Where are we? There's your camera. That's the bleed nipple there. You just release the bleed nipple to release the pressure a bit, and then you'll be able to just push the pad back in again. So if I put that there, I wonder if you can see from there what's happening. Oh yes. Excuse me a minute, that's it. Oh right, okay. Oh, that's not bad. Now let's see if that moves. Let's see if everything moves. I'm going to press the paddle. That's what I'd hoped. Now you can see one's moved, that one has moved up, and that one, so that's the seized one. You can probably unseize it, and I had the same problem on the other side. So that one's moved up, so they're kind of partly working, and you see the way the brake pad, or brake shoe rather, has pushed up. The only way I can release that now is to undo the bleed nipple, let the pressure off and push it down again, which I will do now. So that actually shows that that one on that side is seized, hasn't moved at all, okay? So it's good to replace. Could only replace one, I suppose, but while you're at it, you might as well replace two, since they're not. £32 for all four, it doesn't seem too bad to me. So let's see. Now the bleed nipple on these is an 11. I remember. Is it? Doesn't look like an 11. How about a 10? Oh yeah, 10. Right, just ease that off. I guess it takes the pressure off a bit. I can push this down once I've done that. Oh. That's it. Oh yes, see the way it went down? Whoa, beautiful. A bit mucky. You can put a drip tray underneath. Tighten that up again. Actually, the ratchet expanders are good. It's in the big kit, big Halfords kit. Very good. Right, that's a bit mucky. I shouldn't have done that. Okay. Okay, next thing, I'm going to, right, what I need to do is, first of all, I found a good idea is to get your pliers onto the cap of these retaining bit springs. And you just put the cap on, put the pliers on the end there, and then press in and twist. Press in and twist, and the little nodules, little raised bits will actually go through the holes on the hat, and then you can just pull them off. They'll just come out and then zing out. Keep the springs and the heads. And you can probably leave the actual little pin in for now. Right, there's two springs. Spring on that side and spring on that side, and they go in. There's two holes on one side of the brake shoe, and one hole on that side. It goes into the top of the two holes. If you're looking, and at the back, so between the shoe and the plate, so you can see they're fitted like that on both sides. So what you're going to do is, once you've got the retaining things out, you lever these things out, and leave them out of the holders. They'll just lift off the actual adjusters. And the flat end will just lift out against the spring, and you can actually work them out. What's that in there? That's interesting. Right, okay, the shoes themselves look okay, I think. Actually, look decent enough. So what I propose to do is basically do that. Getting them back, same procedure really. Once you're attaching these things, you'll need to get the bolts out on the back. On the back, you'll see there's only, let's have a look at the back here. This side will have the flexi hose going to it, and there's a bolt there, and a head bolt there, and a head bolt there. So there's two bolts which you need to get at. Now I'm not sure what the sizes are, but I found on the other side the top one was in fact what was it? 1132 went over it. So let's have a look and see if it's 1132 on this side. Of course I can't get at it. No, you can't get at it. Okay. Oh, it is. It's that one. That looks like it's an 1132, the bottom one. To get the top one off, you're going to have to use an open-ended spanner because this flexi hose thing's in the way. And you'll be able to undo the flexi hose. Now, to undo it, you need to get rid of those, open those 2 bolts first, get those off, and actually move the cylinder out. And you can actually twist the cylinder. You don't want to be flexing or twisting the brake pipe itself. When you're putting back on, remember to pull the flexi hose through and spin round the new little cylinder onto it, and the final tightness, once you've got it back again, you can do that without flexing this, ended up with a twist in the hose. You don't want to do that. What else? A bit fiddly getting the things back over this, but it's doable, and using those levers are very handy. You have a set of 3 levers, very handy to lift and pull over. What else can I think of? Well, oh yeah, an important thing is the master cylinder. Keep that topped up. Now, the master cylinder on these is under the floor carpet, under the driver's floor carpet. So if you look down here, now can I position this correct so you actually see it? I've got a few gubbins in here, and that's the top of the master cylinder there. So you can actually undo that, and you can see inside. The actual manual says it needs to be sort of half full, but I've actually filled it up to make it absolutely sure, and keep topping that up. So what have I got? Brake fluid, standard brake fluid, .3, .4 approved. Okay, using that. What else? So yeah, make sure that's keep topped up. Oh, and another great little tip: when you're working on the brake system and releasing anything in relation to these hydraulics, one tip which I came across on the web was to keep your brake pedal on slightly, only slightly, about an inch, half an inch, just slightly pushed in. That pushes the piston in the master cylinder just enough so you actually restrict the flow of the hydraulic fluid through the brake lines, and that will reduce the number of drips at the other end when you're taking things apart. It's a little tip which actually works quite well, so it just doesn't keep draining. And another tip, when you're actually coming to bleeding the system, there's loads of different ways of doing it. I've tried all of them, and I found one nice easy way is simply to open the bleed nipple on whatever brake you're doing and leave it open for about an hour, and then tighten up again. And you work your way around the system. Obviously, they always say work. I'm just doing the front end, so I'm only at the moment just seeing if we can get away with just doing the front end. But if you're doing the whole system or break into the system anywhere, ideally you start the furthest away from the master cylinder you can go, which is, in this particular situation, would be, near side rear would be the furthest away, and then you work up to the front until you actually get back to the one nearest the brake cylinder. So if you're doing the full works, that's one way to do it. There's a few ways actually. You can use, obviously you can apply, if you got the right connection for the top of your master cylinder, you could apply pressure to that. There is another way, which I came across the other day talking to Noon's people at the scrapyard at the top. What they do, they apply pressure via the bleed nipple itself and push up pressure This one I hadn't heard of before, which pushes bubbles back up through into the master cylinder and out. So that's a new one on me. So that's just another little tip. Okay, so what I'm going to do is carry on playing, and you've probably heard enough of me. And this, believe me, is all doable. And I'll see you next time. Oh, should I end up on a colourful note? I must show you. This is something a little bit different, away from the Karma beams. And how would you like to see a beautiful peony? Yes? There you go. What about that, eh? What about that? This is the second year. We didn't get anything the first year. And, Ambro is off on its rounds. You see her? Yeah. Very good, actually, those little lawnmowers. Do all the work for you. And this is another one, which my son-in-law and daughter bought us for our anniversary. How nice is that? Yeah, pleased with those. Okay, folks, I'm off now. Bye for now.